In this video, I'll be discussing the best defenders in Vector Glare. We're going to start off with Alibi, which I think is an S tier operator. Because of the 1.5 and a 3 speed plus a shield and a bailiff, she has the full package. The only thing that she struggles with right now at the moment is that her gun has high recoil in quotation marks if you guys can't control it. It's a slightly difficult gun. Make sure you use the flash hider and vertical grip on it. Also, her ability is a meh ability, but just because of the other stuff that she has, it just makes her an S tier defender right now in Vector Glare. Aruni for me is still a fantastic operator and is going to go straight into A. The fact that she has a fist that can make any size rotate or anything that you want, an endless amount, doesn't even make that much noise, those kind of things. She has 3 gates which are incredibly good at slowing down and burning utility. Has now... Personally, you can use either or, the Roni or the MK14, both fantastic guns. It's depending on your playstyles and how you want to play the round. I think she has a bulletproof and barbed wire, don't quote me on that, but I think that's what she has. She's a fantastic kid, just not quite into S tier. I think she's just like battles between A, B and S tier for me, but I think I'm going to be happy with her in A tier. Azami for me is still a S tier operator. I know some people still fight this. I'm saying this because Azami brings something to the team that you just can't really plan for. She can do whatever she wants, has great guns, she's a 3 speed, has impacts as well. She just brings that extra little bit of... I feel like when you've got 2 anchors and a flex player and maybe like a Valkyrie, I feel like Azami's your 5th pick, is a fantastic 5th pick is what I'm trying to get at. I think she's underrated. I still don't think we know exactly how she's going to be played or how to play her. But when Pro League starts soon, which I think at the time of recording is literally in a few weeks time, Azami's going to be introduced along with Sense. I think that's going to be a big change in terms of how we learn how to play her. Bandit now, for me, is fighting higher up. I think bandit tricking is 10 times easier now than it used to be. So I'm actually, in my other tier list I put bandit like C or D. He's definitely A or B. I think I might just put him in B for right now because I still think it's not 100% like A/S tier. Like, you still don't want 100% a bandit, if that makes sense. Your boy Kaid, which I'm going to take, is still the best at that. I don't think anyone's better than Kaid at the full round job. Again, that makes Kaid tricking slightly easier as well, but Kaid tricking is 10 times harder than bandit tricking. However, Kaid, again, great gun, C4. So does bandit, great gun and C4 as well. However, Kaid can do 3 walls and a hatch. Bandit can still only do 1 wall, or multiple walls next to each other, excuse me. But the thing with bandit is that you can now leave one on the wall when it's being thatchered or whatever, but still thatcher banned, etc, etc. You still can't really be high. When there's a new character that comes into the game that might introduce something similar to Thatcher, I feel like bandit's pick rate will go up and maybe even higher on the list. Castle for me is one of the most underrated operators in this game. I still can't believe I play him on Chalet top floor sometimes and I feel like he's absolutely insane. I am going to have to put him into B tier because I still don't think he's A/S tier, but I think he's the most underrated. Well, I think he probably is the most underrated operator in defense. I think a good Castle can definitely slow down the attack significantly and also win you rounds as well, because the UMP with 1.5 does feel clean, sometimes a P shooter. He has the super shorty. I feel like a good Castle can win you rounds, what I'm trying to say, but he's not a must pick, which is kind of the S tier and A tier, or A tier is like almost a must bring after the S tiers. I just don't think he's that, but I think when you play him correctly, he goes up higher on the list, if that makes sense. But a bad Castle is really far down the list. I think that's my opinion on it. Cav for me still absolutely bottom tier defender in my opinion. Very good in low elos, don't get me wrong, very good in low elos, but in high elos, picking a Cav, I'm a diamond player myself. It's almost like trolling, to be honest. There's 1 in a million it's gonna, well, not in a million, 1 in 100 it's gonna work and pay you off, but it's very selfish operator. It is very fun to play, but it just doesn't work with the current meta of Siege anymore. Clash, I always like to put Clash into C tier, not D tier. I know she's a D tier operator for most people, but I think a good Clash, as you can see in Pro League, can get you that information and win you rounds. However, Clash as an individual op obviously is D tier, but if you play her correctly with your teammates, she can be incredibly annoying and still bring a lot of information. You're literally a walking mic, basically. That's what you're doing with a bit of damage and slow and annoyance. You're very annoying. So I just can't put it in D tier because I think those operators are worse than Clash if they're played correctly. Docs kind of get left behind, so is Rook. However, I'm going to put these 2 together again because I always like to put these 2 together. It's a bit like Mutant Smoog later on. I think that Rook buff that's going to come in where when you pick Rook armor up, you can get self-revived if you are knocked, is a fantastic change for Rook and will make him like at least B tier in my opinion. However, right now both of those are good operators to pick, but not really what you want most of the time. You'll just stick with those 2. These two operators aren't really the two operators you want to pick all the time. Maybe if you're going for a spawn peak or you're just having a really bad game and you want to bring that extra thing. But I'm going to quickly go find a Thunderbird is, yeah, I don't know why you'd pick a Doc if you've got a Thunderbird that isn't banned or isn't taken by your teammate. Because Thunderbird does everything Doc does, if not better. The only thing Doc can do is keep his Sims in his pocket and then heal people later. So if the Thunderbird Kekona stations break or get broken, then they're gone. However, then you could argue if Doc dies, then they're gone as well. But if you die Thunderbird, they're still there. So again, she beats him on that. She's 3 speed, has the spear, which is the most broken gun on the fence you've ever seen. To be honest, for me, it's absolutely insane. Has, I think I said a C4 and his 3 speed. It's just a full package. There's no better defender right now, in my opinion, than Thunderbird. I genuinely think she might be the best one in the game right now, other than your go-to ops that I will explain later on. Echo is still D tier for me. His Yokai drones going from invisible to non, like being visible, it's just absolutely just destroyed him. I felt like before that he was solid B tier operator, but now it just don't really work anymore. You might as well pick a Valkyrie still, in my opinion, over him. Also because you got to be sitting there on your camera while you're using him. It's just all those things. If maybe your teammate could use one of them for you, those kind of things would be much better. A well-played Ela is still B tier for me. Those stuns are still fantastic. She's 3 speed, has a great gun, Scorpion if you can use it. Shotgun now is not a factor anymore. Still a great operator. It's a bit like Castle and Bandit. To play correctly will be great. To play badly, not a fantastic operator. However, those, again, Ela mines left at the end of the game can make a big difference. They are very annoying. Also with Frost, I feel like a lot of trap operators at the moment are just B tier. Frost is one of those. Can't go wrong with a good Frost. Has a shield, has the little shotgun, I forgot the name of it. Has a great gun as well. Has 3 Frost mats, obviously don't kill but you injure with them. You can also use them as an audio cue, even if just someone jumps in and they gotta shoot them. Just a fantastic beginner operator. If you're ever unsure who to play on defense straight away, her and Legion are fantastic starter operators in terms of what they do. Goyo is one of those funny operators at the moment because I do think Goyo is really actually underrated as an operator. He's really annoying to play at the moment because when one of his Vulcan things detonates, like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, sorry, I think it is, on the floor fire, that's a long time to wait. And so I had this a few weeks ago, or I keep getting this, where someone plays Goyo on Oregon top floor and they detonate it with like 1 minute left and they put them in like staggering positions. So one goes off and then you wait a bit and then another one goes off a bit further. So you can't even get to the bomb site without taking like 60 damage minimum. So I just think if you played correctly, is a fantastic operator. Right now, Jaeger is an A tier operator for me. I don't put him in S tiers anymore. I think he definitely is top of A. He could be on the bottom of S, but I try to make my S like proper strict because of this man, Wamai. Wamai is a better Jaeger at the moment. He has a better gun, or both guns are better in my opinion. He has the better gadget. You just need to stay alive with Wamai. That's the only thing Jaeger has over Wamai, is that you can put 3 down and they're there. You can go die. With Wamai, you need to stay alive at least to get 3-4 discs out. Otherwise, again, I would probably say Jaeger's slightly better then, but I think with Wamai you play a passive game. With Jaeger, you play the aggressive game. However, it's a close one. You could honestly argue for Jaeger still an S tier, but I just think when you saw the statistics of win-loss, Jaeger was in the negative, I think, and Wamai was in the positive, so I think that tells you all you need. I think people struggle with Jaeger's recoil, and I don't think it's as friendly as people think it is. Moving on to Kapkan. Kapkan's an easy S tier for me. I know people like to fight me on this sometimes, but Kapkan is an absolute rat. He has 1.5 on his gun. He has a C4. He can put 5 Kapkan traps now. Now he can put 3 on one side, which insta-kills someone, and 2, which might injure someone, depending on the health as well. You can stagger them. You can put 2 on each door and put 1 somewhere else. He's an absolute nightmare. Just the fact that you have to get rid of them on so many doors now, looking at them, it can cost you. I've died to just shooting a Kapkan trap instead of shooting the enemy. Do you know what I mean? It's just a very, very annoying. I think Kapkan is the best trap operator in this game, easily on defense. It just, no one does it better. I know Alibi is up here, but I would put Kapkan over her ability. I just think Alibi is a better character all around than Kapkan, but there you go. Moving on to Legion, also another trap operator. I think I'd have to put Legion in B. I actually playing him more and more now because I actually am enjoying him. However, Legion is the same principle as Wamai, where the longer you live, the more useful you're going to be. So you kind of want to be the last 2 to die a lot of the times, because when you put all goo mines down, it's right annoying. He's got fantastic gun as well, got impacts as well. Great little kit. I think he's 2 speed. I want to say he's 2 speed. Just a great all-round operator, again like Frost, but just need to stay alive. These are the 2 things with these 2. If you stay alive with these 2, I feel like Legion becomes an A and Wamai becomes one of the best. It's just the kind of those kind of things. I'm going to put Maestro into C tier because I do think a well-played Maestro is still decent. I don't think he is anywhere higher than that. He could be in the D tier as well, but I'm going to just put him into C tier. I'm not going to spend too much time over Maestro. He's just a very, very slow operator. Cameras are decent. That's about it. Got a good gun if you can use it properly. The 1X has helped his gun in my opinion because some of the better scopes are now on him as well. That Melusi nerf really put her down a peg for me. I think Melusi is still A tier. 3-speed defender will always be higher up the list than a slower defender. That's just how it goes in my opinion. With that gun as well, with a nice beautiful pistol, has bulletproof and impacts as well. It's just a good all-round operator. However, that nerf to the Banshee is significant and I definitely do think it puts her down a tier. She used to always be an S tier. Now it's an A tier. It could even maybe be B tier, but I'm going to put her in A tier. Again, Mira is the same kind of thing. Mira could go into B tier easily, but however, a well-played Mira on certain holds with a Jaeger and Wamai, those kind of things, and a Bandit Kaid, it can be a right annoyance. If you could even ban Twitch if you're like a Mira main. That's like a little shout for you guys. But I still think Mira with the C4 and the Vector and how you play Mira is very important. A bad Mira is in here, a good Mira is up here. So I guess I could put her in B tier for the balance, but I'm going to stick with A tier. Now we have Mozzie. Mozzie is a difficult one because I do think he is S tier in terms of what he does, but I think Mozzie is still S tier. I'm going to have to put him in S tier. I was going to say I might have to put him in A tier. Now that Ronyu with the 1.5 of the C4 capture drones, you can, you make their intel game weaker as well. It's just, it's exactly what you want from a defender, isn't it? Of that kind of caliber. Still fantastic. Has the commando as well, which if you guys haven't used it, is quite a fun gun to use as well. The S is so stacked at the moment on offense. It's so hard to put them lower down, but the S tier, man, the defense at the moment on S tier is solid, man. There's a lot of solid ops. Speaking of more solid ops, there we got two more. Yeah, you always have to put these two in here. Like, they're just yin and yang, these two. They're as good as each other. They just both do slightly different things. Obviously, one has a shield, one has a C4. That's basically the difference in terms of their kit. It's just fantastic operators. If you're good with the mutant smoke and solo queue, you make the rotator and you kill people, you are genuinely going to win your team games just by being a good player of that kind of character, like an anchor. Then we move on to Oryx, the best. I know I said Alibi was good, but the best roamer in this game easily is Oryx. Oryx has everything. I've fought people about this so many times now. Oryx has the better gun than Vigil. Oryx is like not quicker than Vigil, but when you start dashing and how quick those dashes recharge, you can actually take more ground than Vigil can when he's sprinting in a straight line. Just got to get used to him. Again, he has got beeps as well. He has a bailiff. You can jump up patches. You can basically go from one side of the map to the other side of the map vertically as well, up and down, quicker than Vigil ever will. So I just bet a gun 1.5 as well takes it. Speaking of Vigil, might as well put him in here. Vigil could definitely be S tier, but because I'm being a little strict, Vigil's going to go to A tier for me. He is still a fantastic operator and is still very good like Oryx. However, I just don't think Vigil brings the same amount of kit. He can only make 2 rotators if you take impacts. Again, his ability is good, but Oryx does it better, man. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. A good Pulse is C tier. I mean, some people argue for Pulse higher, but I just don't think that UMP really deserves to be higher up the list. Yeah, you can do your little scanner, and with a C4 combo, it can be very strong, but otherwise, I just don't rate Pulse that much. Recruit, obviously, I'm going to have to put him in D tier. However, really, Recruit should be like here, by the way. I'm just not going to include Recruit, but Recruit's kit's actually kind of correct. Tachanka, yeah, with the 1X on this new gun, it feels pretty good. Rotates, just feels way too sluggish, and the fiery gadget takes way too long to swap out in between. That's my biggest buff for him, is you need to be able to swap between the two a lot quicker, or maybe some sort of mode on the gun that does it. I don't know, it's not for me to figure out. However, I do think he's just a C tier operator. Thorn for me slept on still. I would put Thorn in B tier, but Thorn at the moment on A tier. If you play a gadget right and that gun is very, very fun operator, I think she deserves the A tier. I haven't really got too much to say about it. I just think she slept on, and I don't think she deserves the B tier. Valkyrie, still an A tier operator. Not as good as she used to be. The cameras inside still work. I still think it works if you put the cameras inside and put them in good spots. Throwing the cameras outside, you can get a bit of information for 5-10 seconds, and then the camera obviously goes. So she's not as good as she used to be. She's not an internet tier anymore, but she's still a solid operator. Now, who would have ever thought I would put Warden on the A tier list, man? Warden with the Scent and Glass kind of combination buff from the two of them has now gone up, in my opinion. The Warden got a buff in terms of how long his gadget lasts much longer. He's got the 1.5 and the MPX. attacks. He has a C4. He's 2 speed. He's not the best operator, but he's so much better now. Try him out against Sense and Glaz. You'll have a lot more kills, and honestly, you can just see through that Sense gadget, which just makes you so strong. I've lasered people as a Warden. I just had a great time, and I think he's so much fun to play, and I think he's a solid AT operator. And that's my list for you guys. Defenders are really good at the moment, and thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped you, and I'll see you in the next video.